Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever felt the shift before you ever had proof? Not a message, not a screenshot, not some obvious confession, just a feeling. The energy changes. Her texts become shorter. Her laughter feels a little forced. The warmth you once felt suddenly cools. And before you realize what's happening, you feel like you're competing in a race you never signed up for. Most men wait for proof, but high value men pay attention to patterns because by the time proof shows up, the emotional shift already happened weeks earlier. Welcome back. Today, we're breaking down something most men experience but struggle to articulate: how women behave when another man enters the picture. Not accusations, not conspiracy theories, just behavioral shifts. You'll learn the subtle signs men overlook, the psychology behind these changes, and most importantly, what you should actually do if you notice them. So, if you've ever wondered whether she's losing interest, emotionally checking out, or quietly exploring another option, stay with me. Let's get into it. Well, one, when her attention starts drifting, when another man enters the picture, the first thing that changes isn't behavior, it's attention. Before anything obvious happens, her priorities begin to move. And if you're paying attention, you'll feel that shift long before you can prove it. Here's how it usually shows up. Response patterns change. She used to text you good morning without you prompting it. Now you're the one starting every conversation. She used to send voice notes, memes, random photos from her day. Now your phone lights up with things like, okay, lol, yeah, short replies. And the truth is simple: when someone excites you, you don't forget to reply. You find time every time. Conversation quality drops. Even when she responds, something feels different. The conversation doesn't flow like it used to. She doesn't ask about your day. She doesn't follow up on what you said yesterday. She doesn't lean into the conversation anymore. When attraction is strong, curiosity naturally follows. When attention splits, emotional investment drops. Availability becomes selective. Suddenly she's busy, not occasionally, consistently. Plans get postponed. Calls get shorter. Seeing you feels squeezed into tiny time slots. But here's the thing most men ignore: she's not too busy for everything, just you. People always make time for what excites them. Effort disappears. She stops initiating effort. She doesn't suggest dates anymore. She stops sending spontaneous updates. No random pictures of her day. Those small moments matter. They're emotional investments. When they disappear, it usually means her emotional energy is being spent somewhere else. Why this happens? Human attention works like a spotlight. When someone new appears, novelty creates stimulation, and novelty can feel intoxicating. It doesn't necessarily mean she's cheating, but it does mean something important. There's competition now. So instead of reacting emotionally, do something smarter. Observe. Not a bad day, not a stressful week. Watch for patterns and ask yourself an honest question: have I become too predictable? Because comfort creates stability, but too much comfort kills attraction. Two, increased criticism and emotional distance. When another man enters her orbit, comparison often begins. Suddenly, habits she once liked about you become annoying. Things she never complained about before become problems. At the same time, emotional distance grows. She becomes less affectionate, less engaged, and conversations about the future become vague. This doesn't always mean she prefers the other man, but it does mean she's reassessing the relationship. Three, independence talk. Another sign appears in the way she talks. You start hearing phrases like, I need space. I want to focus on myself. I'm trying to figure things out. Sometimes people truly need space, but when these phrases come with emotional distance and decreased effort, it may signal uncertainty about the relationship. Often it means she's creating room to explore other possibilities. Four, what you should do. If you suspect another man might be in the picture, here are four things to remember. First, don't interrogate. Asking questions like, who is he? Or, are you talking to someone else? Makes you appear anxious. Instead, observe patterns calmly. Second, improve yourself. Focus on your goals, health, and social life. expanding your life increases your value. Third, stop over chasing attention. When someone feels you're always waiting for them, urgency disappears. Remain steady but not desperate. Finally, prepare for the possibility of loss. If someone can easily walk away, they were never fully invested. And that realization isn't failure, it's clarity. In closing, relationships rarely end in one moment. They change slowly through shifts in attention, effort, and energy. The key is not to panic when you notice those changes. The key is to stay calm, observe patterns, and continue improving yourself. Because confidence and growth will always be more attractive than insecurity. Always remember this: love all, trust few. See you soon.